favorite math teacher. I'm not adding anything new to what you have to do today. Okay? So, Petro, to get you caught up, yesterday we started multiplying and dividing with numbers written in scientific notation. So these numbers started in scientific notation, and when you have two parentheses right next to one another, you're multiplying. Okay, so we need to regroup. We're going to regroup our front numbers together. Whoops, 7 times 6.6. You may be done, but not everybody else is. 7 times 6.6 and 10 to the second times 10 to the 6th. Okay? You actually multiply these first two numbers. Set that down. So we actually are going to take 7 times 6.6. 46.2. And what do you do with your exponents over here? We add them. 2 plus 6 is 8. But then we stop and we ask ourselves, is this proper scientific notation? Okay, Marilyn, what does proper scientific notation mean? How many numbers in front of it can you have? Only one. So I have two numbers in front of my decimal. I cannot have that. Then we have to make a dash diagram. How many dashes in our diagram? 8, 8, 8. Don't work ahead or you're going to give people the wrong answers. There are 8. So we put a decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dashes. Now, what do I have to do with my decimal in 46.2, Courtney? To the left, towards Weiss, like this. So then I have to do the same thing in my dash diagram. Move it to the left. What happens in that open slot? We put a dash. So somebody raise your hand and tell me what my answer is. Caitlin. My exponent's going to be 9. What's my first number? Very good. And how did you get to the 9th? Very good. We counted those dashes. We end up with 9 dashes. We end up with 9 dashes. Okay? The next one's set up like a fraction. What am I doing on that problem? What does this problem mean? Dividing. So we're going to split these up. 7.2 divided by 8 and 10 to the 7th divided by 10 to the 5th. My front numbers, we actually divide them. We actually divide 7.2 divided by 8, 0.9. What do I do to my exponents? Subtract them. So I get 10 to the 2nd. 10 to the 2nd. Now, proper scientific notation, yes or no? No, 0 doesn't count. Make a dash diagram. We have 2 dashes in it right now. 2 dashes in it. Somebody raise your hand and tell me what you're going to do with that decimal. Liana. You have to move it to the right. So towards Hoosier's room? Like this? Okay. Whatever I do in that number, I also do in the dash diagram. So when I move that over, what happens to that dash? It goes away. So somebody raise your hand and tell me what your final answer is on this. Jack. What's my first number? 9 point. Where did you get a 1? 9.0 times 10 to the 1st. Does he technically have to have 0.0 or could he just have 9? You could have either one technically. Okay? If you just put a 9 times 10 to the 1st, that's fine. If you put 9.0 times 10 to the 1st, that is also fine. That is everything you did yesterday, right? What? The second one, 7.2 times 10 to the 7th. You multiplied. You got to divide. Okay? The last thing that's different today, and it's not anything that's wrong, okay? So it says Galaxy A has 2 times 10 to the 9th. Galaxy B has 8 times 10 to the 6th. Choose which galaxy has more stars. Which one do you think has more stars, A or B? How do you know? Which one's a bigger number? Which one's bigger, A or B? 2 times 10 to the 9th or 8 times 10 to the 6th?
10 9 times is more than 10 6 times.
Very good. Liana said, well, 10 to the 9th is a bigger number than 10 to the 6th. Remember, your exponent tells you how many times you move that decimal out, right? The more times you move the decimal out, the bigger the number is getting. So make yourself a note. Higher exponent, bless you, equals bigger number, or bigger exponent is bigger number. You should write that down, all of you. Because when you get to this problem on your homework, you're going to say, I don't know how to do this. Okay, so knowing what Liana just told us, is galaxy A or galaxy B bigger? A, because I have 10 to the 9. So we would select this first one. It's like a multiple choice.
Maybe we can circle that little dot right there.
Are you done interrupting me? Are you done interrupting me? Then we have to fill in the blank. Galaxy A has blank times as many as galaxy B. You always take the big and we're going to divide it by the little galaxy. We're going to take the big galaxy divided by the little galaxy. So our big galaxy was galaxy A, which had what for a number? 2 times 10 to the 9. And galaxy B was our little one, which has 8 times 10 to the 6th. Now you're going to divide just like you did yesterday. Okay? So let's split this up. 2 divided by 8 and 10 to the 9th divided by 10 to the 6th. What is 2 divided by 8?
4.
0.25. 0.25. What do you do to your exponents? Subtract them. 9 minus 6 is 3. Now, here's the deal. This says we have to write our number in standard notation. So this is what we did on Monday, where we have to use our exponent to move the decimal. How many times am I going to move the decimal on this one? 3 times. Am I going to the right or the left? How do you know? It's positive, so you're moving to the right. So take 0.25 and do 3 swoops to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now my decimal's at the end. What do I put in that open swoop? Put a 0. So what is my number now? 250. I don't need that 0 out front anymore. 250 is what I would put in that blank. 250 is what I would put in that blank. Only on this galaxy problem do you actually write the number out in standard notation. Okay? You know where the work paper is. Get started. We will gladly help you, but you have to have something started. Yesterday's